ever feel like everyone else has the secret code to innovation, like they were just born with it?
Yeah.
Well, we're diving deep into the innovator's DNA today to kind of break that code, figure out what makes these disruptive thinkers tick.
Yeah.
And the good news is you don't need like a fancy degree or one of those eureka moments to unlock that potential.
It's true. This isn't about genetics.
Right.
It's about learning how to tap into your own potential.
Okay, so before we even get into how the book starts off with this, honestly, mind-blowing concept.
Right.
The innovation premium.
Right.
Have you heard of this?
Absolutely. It's the idea that companies like an Apple or a Tesla, they're not just valued for, the stuff they sell today.
Right. It's
the expectation of those groundbreaking ideas that are coming down the line.
Yeah, like you're betting on their future wow factor.
Exactly. And here's the really wild part. Researchers have actually put a number on this premium.
What?
Yeah, so companies, if they have a strong track record of innovation, they can be valued up to 80% higher than what their assets alone suggest.
Wow, that's insane. So it's like the stock market.
Yes.
But for ideas. It really makes you realize innovation isn't just some buzzword people throw around.
Yeah.
It has serious financial weight.
Absolutely. And I think, for a long time, people thought this ability was innate. You were either born an innovator or you were stuck just following the rules.
Right. Like some people are born with perfect pitch and the rest of us are just humming along.
Right. Exactly. But the innovator's DNA kind of throws that whole myth out the window.
Okay. It says anyone can learn to be more innovative by developing 5 key skills.
Okay. So they're not talking about building robots in your garage. These are skills anyone can use.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the first skill they break down is something called associating.
Okay, see, when I first read that, I thought it was just a fancy word for brainstorming.
Yeah.
But it's actually a lot deeper than that, right?
It is.
So tell me more about that.
Yeah, it's about connecting the dots in ways that most people don't.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Imagine you're putting together a puzzle.
Okay.
But instead of just looking for the pieces that obviously fit together, you're finding these surprising connections, these unexpected patterns.
So it's about making those leaps of logic that then lead to something totally new. Exactly. And the best example, I think, and one that always just blows my mind, is Steve Jobs and the Macintosh.
Okay.
Those beautiful fonts that he was obsessed with, the ones that really set the Mac apart. You know where that came from.
Okay, don't tell me interpretive dance.
Close. A calligraphy class.
You're kidding. Calligraphy class, and boom, revolutionized computer typography.
It seems random, but that's associating inaction.
Wow.
It's taking those seemingly useless experiences and turning them into fuel for these groundbreaking ideas.
Okay, that is wild.
Yeah.
So associating, all about connecting those unexpected dots.
Yes.
What about the other 4 skills?
Well, we have questioning, observing, networking.
Okay, networking already has me sweating, so let's save that one for later.
All right. We'll come back to networking.
Let's talk about questioning now.
Okay, yeah, questioning.
See, that one feels a little less intimidating, right? We all ask questions.
Right, but innovators, they kind of take it to a whole other level.
Okay.
It's not just about asking why to, understand something.
Right.
It's about challenging, the status quo, asking what if, and even turning, limitations into advantages.
Okay, I need an example, because right now, it's a little abstract for me.
Sure.
How do you actually do this questioning thing differently?
So imagine, a car door that keeps malfunctioning on an assembly line, right?
Okay.
Most companies would be okay, got to fix the door, got to keep things moving, right?
Yep.
But Toyota, they use this technique called the 5 whys.
5 whys.
Yeah, so they wouldn't stop at just fixing that immediate problem.
Right.
They would ask why 5 times in a row.
Wow.
So why is the door malfunctioning?
Right.
Because a part is faulty. Why is the part faulty?
Oh, wait.
Because it wasn't installed properly. Why? And so on and so on.
So they keep digging.
Until they get to that root cause.
So it's instead of giving the car a Band-Aid, they're performing surgery to find, the underlying issue.
Exactly. And this isn't just a manufacturing thing.
Okay.
The book gives examples of how the 5 whys can be used for all sorts of problems.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Improving customer service, streamlining product design, you name it.
Okay, so how can we, the non-car manufacturing folks, use this?
Think about a problem in your own life that you keep running into, right? Maybe you're always missing deadlines.
Oh, you're talking to me right now.
Right. Instead of blaming it on your workload, ask why.
Okay.
Why am I always behind? Because I take on too many projects. Why do I take on too many projects? Keep digging. You might be surprised at what you find.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually really helpful. I can see how, like, getting to that root cause of things can be a game changer.
Absolutely.
All right, what's next on our, like, innovation skill list?
Let's talk about observing.
Okay, this one seems, I don't know, kind of straightforward, right?
Yeah.
We all use our eyes.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. But for innovators, observation is about more than just, like, seeing what's in front of you. It's about being hyper-aware of your surroundings, noticing details that other people miss, and then, and this is key, connecting those observations to potential opportunities.
Give me an example. Paint me a picture.
Okay, so imagine you're, fly on the wall, and you're watching people get ready for, like, a fancy event.
Okay.
What do you see?
Probably a lot of stressing over outfits. Maybe some frantic last-minute steaming of wrinkles.
Exactly. Now, what if I told you that scene, that very scene, sparked an entire, like, business empire?
Wait, really? How? What are you talking about?
Rent the Runway.
Oh,
The founder, Jen Hyman,
okay.
she observed this very scenario, women wanting to wear, these amazing designer dresses for special occasions, but not wanting to shell out a fortune for something they're only going to wear once.
Right.
So she saw a need and created a solution, and it totally disrupted the fashion industry.
Exactly. By just observing a common pain point, she unlocked this, like, billion-dollar idea.
That's the power of observation in action.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about associating, questioning, observing. Now I'm kind of dreading the next one, not going to lie.
Which is?
Networking.
Yes, networking.
I know it's important.
I know, it can be a little daunting.
Especially for those of us who, aren't natural social butterflies.
Right.
But the book says it's important for innovation, so we got to talk about it.
We do.
So how do we even approach networking in a way that doesn't make us want to, like, hide in a corner? I'll be honest, the word networking makes me want to invent a self-filling snack drawer so I never have to leave the house again.
I hear you. It can feel like kind of forced sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
The book frames networking not about, like, schmoozing or, collecting business cards. It's about building an idea network.
Okay.
So it's this diverse group of minds that you can, like, tap into
Okay.
to challenge your thinking, to spark new connections.
So it's less about selling yourself and more about, like, almost collecting different perspectives.
Exactly. It's about getting out of your usual bubble,
Right.
Talking to people who see the world differently than you do.
Okay.
The book even talks about how some of the most innovative thinkers, they intentionally seek out conversations with people outside their field completely.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like artists, engineers, you name it.
So how do you actually do that? Like, I can barely keep up with my own friends and family.
Right.
Let alone add, like, astrophysicists to my contact list.
Yeah. No, it doesn't have to be, like, intimidating. It could be as simple as, you're at a conference, you're striking up a conversation with someone in a different department.
Right. Yeah.
Or even just, like, on social media.
Yeah.
Following thought leaders from different industries.
Okay, that feels a bit more manageable.
Right.
So we've got associating, questioning, observing, networking, which brings us to our final skill.
Okay.
And maybe the scariest one of all.
Which is?
Experimenting.
Ah.
Are we talking about, like, building a potato battery in my kitchen? Because my track record with DIY projects is spotty.
Thankfully, no, it's not about the potato batteries, although those are fun too. Experimenting in this context is really about embracing that what-if mindset.
Yeah.
Testing new approaches, and yes, being okay with things not always going to plan.
That's easier said than done.
It is.
Failure can be a tough pill to swallow.
Oh, absolutely. But, the innovator's DNA really emphasizes that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
And remember those PayPal founders we were talking about?
Yeah.
They didn't just, magically come up with the perfect online payment system overnight.
Right.
They went through a ton of ideas that totally flopped.
Yeah.
But each one of those failures taught them something.
Right.
That led them closer to that breakthrough.
It's like that saying, fail fast, learn faster.
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes those happy accidents, those are the best. When an experiment takes an unexpected turn,
Totally.
And it leads you down this whole new path.
It takes the pressure off needing to be, like, right all the time.
Exactly.
So we've covered the 5 skills of disruptive innovators. Sparking those ideas, testing them out in the real world. But it's not just about individual brilliance, right?
No, absolutely not.
The book also talks about the power of teams.
Teams are key.
So explain that a little bit.
So the Innovator's DNA really highlights the importance of building diverse teams, where each person brings their own unique blend of these 5 skills.
Right.
It's not about finding a team of all questioners or all experimenters. You need that balance.
Gotcha. So it's like a well-rounded innovation dream team, each with their own superpower.
I love that. That's a great way to put it.
And the book gave that example of IDEO, right? The
Yes.
design firm behind the first Apple mouse, all these iconic products.
IDEO, they're famous for this, for assembling these teams with such diverse backgrounds and skill sets.
Yeah.
They might have a behavioral scientist working alongside an engineer.
Wow.
And a toy designer.
That's so cool.
All bringing their own unique lens to a problem.
It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yes.
But in this case, you're going far and coming up with groundbreaking ideas along the way.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just teams, right?
Okay.
The book talks about how companies can actually build entire cultures of innovation.
So it's not just about having a cool innovation lab in the basement.
Right.
It's about embedding that spirit into the very fabric of how everyone works.
Yeah. And they give some really cool examples.
Like what?
So Google, 3M,
What?
they're famous for encouraging their employees to take, a certain percentage of their time and dedicate it to personal projects.
Oh, I love that.
Even if they're totally outside their normal job description.
Wow.
And that freedom has led to some of their biggest successes.
It's true, like Gmail.
Gmail, the Post-it note, right?
The Post-it note. I mean, come on, that's iconic.
I know.
Okay, I need to add, encourage more experimentation to my next performance review.
There you go. And it's not even just about the policies, right? It's about creating a space, a safe space where people feel comfortable taking those risks.
Yes.
Sharing those slightly crazy, wild ideas.
Yes. What if we made a stapler that also makes toast? Why not?
Exactly. And not being afraid to fail fast and learn faster from those oops moments.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the innovator's DNA, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that we all have that potential within us.
We really do.
It's about figuring out, okay, what are my strengths? How do I hone those skills? And then having the courage to actually bring those ideas to life.
I love that. That's a perfect way to put it. And the best part is it's a journey. It's not a destination.
That's true. Innovation is ongoing.
Always something new to learn, to explore, to create.
So to our listeners out there, what's one small step you can take today to tap into your own inner innovator? Maybe it's asking a what-if question. Maybe it's noticing a detail in your day-to-day life you haven't really observed before. Maybe it's striking up a conversation with someone outside your usual circle. Who knows? It just might spark your next big idea.